What's up, everybody? It's Chris from Grounded Beef. I want to shoot a video outside today, or out there, but it's raining. And first off, I want to thank all the new subscribers. Like, this is just amazing. This is not what I was intending. I just wanted to thank Ninja for everything that he's done for me. But I thought I'd just hang out in here. In the Airbnb, and I just wanted to give you my background. So I'm a fourth generation farmer. My great grandparents started here and they milked cows, and my grandparents then took over and milked cows. My mom didn't want much to do with it. She was an only child, and then I came along and I wanted everything to do with it. And I wanted to do this full time. I told my grandmother that I was going to be a fireman and a farmer. And she looked at me. I was probably 5 years old. I remember this, standing in the kitchen that we have now. And she said to me, "Oh, honey, you don't want to do that." And I looked up at her and I said, "But I do." And so I was a volunteer fireman for just about 20 years, a little over 20 years. And I got out because of the commitment. Things were getting crazy, all the rules and regulations and classes and everything. It was volunteer, but it felt more like a job. So I had to get out because of the family and everything I had going on. I was working super hard to get to farm full time. And, I was taking side jobs, doing electrical work. I had my job that I was sucking up as much overtime as I could possibly get. We were doing meat birds, selling meat, and we worked our way up to 3,000 meat chickens, and I just got burned out. After that year, we went from 25 the first year, because my wife told me that she wanted chicken and we had beef and pork, and I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing chickens. I'm not doing two-legged animals. Absolutely not. So anyways, we got 25. And then the next year I was like, well, if we're doing this, like, I'll just do 50. Like, it's not that much more. So I ended up doing 50. We sold them at the farmer's market. We did really well. So I was like, well, shoot, maybe there's something to this. So then the next year I went to 100. The next year I went to 500 while doing everything else, and they were on pasture. And then the next year we went to 500, and so on until we got to 3,000. Well, let me tell you, when I got the 3,000 meat chickens, I would get out of work, I would come home, I would go to the brooder house, get the chicks set, go out in the field, move the chickens, fix all their stuff. Like, we literally had 700 to 800 birds here at one time moving around. Then I would have to go. We took them about 45 minutes away to be processed. I would have to go the night before, load them up in the trailer. Or actually, the night before process, I would load them up in the trailer, go to work, come home, hook up the trailer, drive 45 minutes out there, drop them off. If I didn't have to talk to him, I love that guy, but he talks a lot. Anyway, then it was a whole nother day to go out and pick them up, and then come back, put them in the freezer. So we hit the 3,000 mark, and I was like, absolutely, I'm done. Like, I'm out. I don't care if I ever see a dang chicken in my life. I want to do the cows and the pigs. That's my passion. And we were doing turkeys for Thanksgiving. So fast forward a little bit, this was after 2009. We tried to do strawberries. That didn't work. We tried that for a couple years. That didn't work. That was about 2009 when we almost lost everything here, and we went for help. We went to credit counseling and everything, and the best advice they could give us was to sell the farm. And being a fourth generation, I don't want to lose the farm. This is my life. I love the farm as much as I love my kids and my wife. Like it's right up there. And so anyway, the mortgage company, we called them when I lost my job, and they told us that we weren't 90 days late, so there wasn't much they could do for us. But once we were 90 days late, they would help us out. So we were like, all right, well, we'll pay what we can. And then we got 90 days late, and we called them up right that day, and they were like, well, we can't help you. We already went to foreclosure. And so then we had to go to foreclosure and fight and scrape and claw and borrow money from my mom and make our, they helped us out. Our mortgage payment was $900 or $950 maybe. And they were so helpful to us. They needed $5,000 up front to cover half the cost of the late fees. And then with the grace of their heart and everything, like they were so passionate, they raised our mortgage payment up to $1,300. They were so helpful to us, because we couldn't swing the $950 or $80, whatever it was, because I lost my job. So they were gonna help us out, and they raised it to $1,300. So that was cool. So we dug. My wife said absolutely not. We are not selling the farm. That was sarcasm, by the way. I like sarcasm. So we dug, we scraped, we clawed, I took any job I could get, and I didn't know what I know now. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. Well, now I can make decks, I can hang swings, I can build fences, I can wire stuff because I figured this stuff out on my own, or I've gone to work for people as a helper just to learn this stuff. So now, I could build just about anything, or I can figure it out. So I'm very thankful for that. And I am very thankful for almost losing the farm and not losing the farm, because it taught me a lot. It taught me, that was the bottom of the barrel. That was when 2009 when my dad died. And anyways, my wife said absolutely not. We are not selling this farm. I cried a lot. I really got to the bottom of my soul. And it really woke me up. And so anyway, I told her we will never be in that position again. Ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. And we scraped and clawed. She took every extra summer school teaching position. She's a teacher. And we dug and scraped. And fast forward to 2020, I woke up one day and I said, there's got to be something else. There's got to be, how is, Warren Buffett do this? How, it can't be that difficult. There are people that are doing this. I've gone and learned how to build things. If you teach me, I have a learning disability. My wife has diagnosed me with dyslexia. I have a hard time reading out loud. I can read to myself, but reading out loud or reading directions and comprehending it, I have a really hard time with that. And I always have since I was born. I can read, but I struggle reading. That's why I never wanted to read. Well, I went down some rabbit holes, found Ninja, found Chris Taylor, found books and now the invention of the earbud was amazing for me, because I can listen to stuff and I can watch stuff and I can put it together. But to sit down and read a manual and figure it all out takes me about four times the amount of a regular person to do that. Like I had my wife read it to me, and I don't care what anybody thinks of me. Like I don't care. My bank account doesn't care how I make the money. Like, you know. So anyway, I started listening to Rich Dad Poor Dad. Then Ninja sent me to Mike Maloney. He hasn't talked about this in a while, but Mike Maloney, I have to get back to you on that. I wasn't prepared for this, where this video was going to go, but it's the 10 Secrets of Money, maybe. I will get back to you on the next video for that, or I'll put it down in the comments. So anyways, I started reading these books. I started doing these things. I started following other people. You know, and some of the people weren't for me. Like, you're going to find people that aren't for you. You know, you have to find who you can learn from. You know, who you can relate to. So maybe it's not Ninja. Maybe it's, you know, somebody else. Maybe you resonate better with them. Either way, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But so fast forward a little bit further, a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, we were on a vacation with our friends, and I was starting to learn all this stuff, and I just wanted to talk to other people, and we were there, and I was watching a video down in the bathroom. There was like 20 something of us, a bunch of Colombians and our friends that are amazing people. That's for another video. They came from nothing too, and they started businesses, and so I came upstairs after watching this video on how to increase your profits on a farm, and I came up and told my wife, I said, hey, look, there was a few people in the kitchen, and I came up and I said, hey, what do you think about an Airbnb on the farm? Well, you would have thought I just told her the funniest joke on the face of the earth. She started laughing at me. And I was like, what? Like what? I'm serious. Like, what if we put like a year like out there somewhere, and like people can come and see the cows, and you know, she grew up in the country, but she's more of a city girl. So she laughed at me, and somebody caught wind of it in the thing, and they were like, oh my God, like I would stay there. Like that when we go away, that's what we want, is Airbnbs that are quiet, and like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like you can overlook the cows, you can do all this stuff, right? All right, so they all made fun of her, and I won that conversation. One for me. So, fast forward a little bit further, and I don't know really how to make it come together, because, like, okay, like I didn't think about the camper. So, like I said on the other video, I fly to Vancouver. You know the rest of that story. I met Bud. I met his sister. We had a long talk with her. We paid her, obviously, for the marketing. And she said, you can't just plunk a camper out overlooking a pasture and call it, like, good. Like, there's campgrounds all around us. So it has to be different. And we couldn't put a yurt here because the town wouldn't allow us to do that. So, all right, you've watched the video about the Airbnb, and so I'm only out here because we don't have a booking tonight. We have been booked. We have been getting calls every day or every other day for bookings, and we are booked mostly through July and into August already, and we've only been open 2 weeks. She posted it, made it live on Memorial Day. So say it took 3 weeks to get going, and like now it's like every day, every other day we're getting a booking, which is, I never ever thought that would happen. But so, okay, so fast forward a little bit further, like I want to create generational wealth. How do you do that? Well, you start businesses, but you also have to start educating your kids, and I've done that. Since I've been learning, I've included my children, the 2 girls that are here, and my older son, he don't really, he's a slow burn. And kind of like all this, like this is not, like you don't want to get wealthy quick, like because you'll lose it just like that. I'd rather have a slow burn, ease into it, and grow that money, and take that money and invest it in things that will make me money while I'm sleeping. So the generational wealth, like I don't want to grow a big pot full of money and then give it to my kids, because somebody else will have that money when I die. My kids will burn through that. If I don't teach them, they will just burn through that. And a car salesman is going to have my money. A realtor is going to have my money, because they're just going to blow through all that money. You need to teach your kids how you're doing this, and show them what you're doing. That's why I started these videos, was because I was pushed by Ninja to start videos. But I also wanted to start videos because as I generate all this stuff in these businesses, and I start this stuff at 52 years old, I want my grandkids to see what their grandfather did and how I changed the course of our life. Like not to brag, like that's not at all what this is, but I want them to be able to watch me, and hopefully YouTube's around for a long time, and they can watch what I've done, and they can have respect for what I've done, because I'm teaching my kids that they need to carry that on for generations. Like slap their grandkids around and tell them, listen, like, your great grandfather made this for you. Like, I'm not giving them the money. I'm giving them a snowball to then keep growing it. And it's not to give them the money. It's to give them the knowledge. It's to give them everything that all the courses I've been paying for, all the knowledge that I've been taking in. I want to put that in videos to help other people and to help my family keep this generational wealth going. If that makes any sense to you. So, if you have a big pot of money and you don't tell your kids how to use it, like, you're gonna die and they're just gonna burn through it. So it's all about communication. At the end of the day, like in a relationship too, like, it's all about communication. And my wife and I have been married 23 years, and it's been built on communication. I mean, it hasn't always been that way, but we always communicate stuff. And she's always been supportive of me and with the farm. And now, like, if I can go forward and build this, like, you have to take care of yourself first before you can help others. So I have to take care of me first. I don't mean to sound selfish, but I have to take care of me. And then as I take care of me, I help others that are in need, okay? And then as I get bigger and have, more knowledge and more time under my belt, like, then I can go around and help farms. Like, I'm on a Facebook thing that's all for dairy farms and small farms, and it's called Keep the Lights On. And it breaks my heart, because a lot of these farmers are like, they don't know how to keep the lights on anymore. They're down to like 60 cows they're milking, and they just don't know how to, because they don't know how to get out of debt. And I really want to hit the farmers. Like, I want to make small farms great again. And Ninja wants to make people wealthy, and I do too, but I want to do it through farms. Whether it's, I don't know how it looks for me, but whether it's I go in and buy these small farms and take over the note, and they pay me a lower interest rate, and they can then grow their farm for generations. Because kids don't want to, the next generation don't want to farm, because they see their parents or their grandparents or their brothers, sisters, whatever, aunts, uncles, they see them working their butt off from dawn to dusk and sleeping in the barns because stuff broke, and they just didn't make it into bed. Like, Like, they're sleeping in the hay mound, waiting for the next morning to milk cows because it's 2:30 in the morning, you know, and they got to get up at 4:30 to milk cows, so they just pass out there. Like, you know, that's my goal with this channel, is to help anybody that I can help. Like I've said, I've been broke, and I'm gonna tell you this again. I've been broke. We've almost lost everything. Thank God we did not. And I never let my praying knees get lazy. Now, I might not have been the best at it, but I always looked out to him and I always prayed. And we'll get into that on another video. But I hope this helps somebody. I hope that you learn my background and that I'm not just some ding-dong. Well, I am some ding-dong on here. But I'm really, truly trying to help you. And, you know, I'm not flashy. I don't want to edit. I play around with it a little bit, but you know, I just want to tell my story, and I want to help people. I just want people to get out of the debt, slavery. Like, I don't ever want anybody to go through what we went through, ever. And, you know, with that, I know I went rambling, but I hope you got something out of this. There's more videos to come. I love you all. Thank you for the new subscribers again. And I will catch you on the next one. Get to know a farmer. It will bless you.